Masculinity in India is a big crisis.
हम मर्द हैं जसकिरत पैदा होने से मौत तक हमारा कर्तव्य है लड़ना.
When do you become a man?
I think masculinity nowadays is in complete shambles. It's in crisis. Men are silently suffering and they're silently living their life.
जो मर्द होता है उसे दर्द नहीं होता मेम साहब.
You can't be a good man, a fully good man, if you're not a dangerous man.
Men hold a lot of importance to their identity, to how they identify. But the queen is doing multitasking.
Correct.
The queen is getting the bread, she's making the bread, she's feeding the bread. And she's washing the dishes after as well. But why is the king only providing the bread? Right? Why is the king not multitasking into other folds of life? Right? Being present, being emotional, being actively there, taking care of your children, taking care of your queen.
Hi everyone, my name is Deepak Bhuvneshwari Uniyal. I am the co-founder and CEO of Insurance Samadhan, and we have a special guest today, Pragya Arora, who's a clinical psychologist. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, my pleasure. First episode.
Yes, and I've been thinking, how should I start this? Who should come on this show? And then I thought you're the best one because you have strong opinions, and we've been on and off discussing controversial topics, and this is surely a controversial one. So I thought, who better than you should be here?
Right. So, what is the controversial topic of the day?
So I think masculinity in India is a big crisis, and I have different opinions. People have different opinions, but I thought you're the best one who can actually share what you feel about it.
Yeah. I mean, we have been talking about masculinity, like in terms of you always wanting to open the door for me. And I've told you multiple times that you don't need to do that because I can open my own door if at least I'm in front of you. And then I remember we going in like a discussion about that itself, right? So I think masculinity, from what I see nowadays, is in complete shambles. It's in crisis because men like you as well, and there's so many men out there, my clients that I see every day, they are in disagreement from the masculinity picture that was before, because that has been painted as toxic, right? That was toxic masculinity that was followed like 10 years, 20 years ago. But even the masculinity defined today is like has terms like sensitivity, emotions, and whatnot, which most of the men don't relate to. So they're actually, I feel like they are in crisis because they don't really know what to be and what actually defines masculinity. Like, what do you think defines masculinity?
Before that, I think I have a disconnect with you. You said we spoke about this, that,
Yeah.
opening door. I think, don't you think there's more of a chivalry, which also not many men do? And somebody doing for a lady, would you not consider this as a very good gesture?
I would. But I feel like if I'm in front of you and the door is like right in front of me, I can also open the door for you. Like, you don't have to specially come in and open the door for me. It's just. I think I mean some people out there prefer men opening the door, and that is considered chivalry, of course, more than masculinity. But I feel like if I'm right there, then I can open the door by myself. So I feel like there's no need to specially come to my aid and just get out of your chair and first open the door for me.
I think then
and
it's more of a generation gap because women of my generation, they like it, and I think you being a young lady, maybe you think that you can also open door for me like you did,
course, yeah.
right? A couple of times when we were entering in my cabin, you were in front of me and you
Yeah.
opened it for me, and
Yeah.
that's where I felt awkward.
Yeah.
So I think it's very interesting
Yeah.
how people from different generation react.
Is it really a generation gap? Because the generation gap can also be in the way we're sitting right now. Like, you're sitting in a very proper
Yeah.
way, while I am here in a very comfortable position. This is choice. Is it really a
Interesting.
generational gap?
Actually, if
Like I feel like it's a choice to me. It's not like I wouldn't like someone doing things for me. I love it when, say, my man does something for me. But it's by choice that I'm feeling like, but I'm just right there and I can open the door. So why should I make someone else do it for me when I can do it by myself? It's I like it when someone else does it, but it's also a conscious choice. It's like I'm just right there. Like I can do it.
but I must admit that I would prefer to sit like you,
Exactly, because
Yeah.
it's comfortable.
but I choose to sit like this
Yeah.
because I'm supposed to sit like this.
But see, that's the
No,
thing.
I'm admitting.
Yeah,
I'm admitting.
precisely.
But I'm also sharing the fact.
Precisely, because what we're labeling as generational gap is actually a choice, because you are sticking to what you've been told,
Correct.
and I am here asking, but why? I'm comfortable this way. I rather sit this way. Like in most of the podcast, like in most of the meetings that we also go in, like people are sitting in professional environment is different, but here we're having a conversation. It's a
Correct.
insightful conversation. It's a deep conversation, and it's a 1 hour conversation. I would want to be comfortable, right? So it's by choice. I mean, I'm sure you can choose to sit comfortably,
But
but
I will
it's
not.
by default that you
Yes.
don't, because you try to stick to the notions of what is being told,
Yes.
and I am doing what I like to do.
Also, I think we live our roles. I
Yeah.
would rather say that. So, introducing myself as a co-founder and CEO, maybe I'm living that role right now. So maybe I have to behave in a manner. I have to sit in a correct posture. Maybe that's the reason I can't just be as comfortable as casual you are.
And that is where I would say anything like masculinity or femininity comes into picture, because men hold a lot of importance to their identity, to how they identify, and usually their identity is very much linked to their profession.
Professional, correct.
So, like, I am the financial performing profession is what they link to. They tend to, and this is something that I've noticed for a very long time, they tend to forget themselves outside of the roles that they're playing. Whether they're playing a husband or a boyfriend or a friend or a father or a CEO, it's always about the roles that they're playing, and it's
Correct.
never about who they are essentially. I'm sure the Deepak that is inside of you is chill, is comfortable. I mean, I've seen I've seen that Deepak being chill and comfortable when it's outside of that. But when you come up at a space, you cling to your role. I cling to my identity, and my identity is my personal identity. It's not my profession.
So is it to do with the upbringing, the education system, or subconsciously, like in my case, I've been working for almost 28 years, right? Hardcore professional. So is it the reason why I've been in profession? I behave like this, or is it, or maybe general people, men in common? Is it because the upbringing or the subconscious mind makes them behave like this?
I think it's a combination of a lot of things. Definitely routine becomes one. Like if you've been performing a certain way since forever, it naturally becomes your identity. And then you become so comfortable with that identity that it becomes almost difficult to move away from it. Right? Like again, if I tell you even now that you can choose to sit comfortably, you would not.
Yes.
Right? Because now it's almost difficult for you to choose comfort, because your core identity is your work identity.
Yes.
And men usually have this provider identity in a lot of core part of themselves. So I feel
Very
like
interesting. Yes.
it's been going on since generations. Like, and I see a lot of my clients having a crisis there as well, that they do disagree that men should not be the providers anymore. But then when I ask them that, okay, can you sit at home and not be the provider? And then they're like, no. I mean, if I ask you, do you think men should be the provider?
So while you were saying, I was just thinking, uh, So first of all, just sharing what I feel. If it is about comparing men and women, my personal take is no comparison. Women are way ahead in every possible manner, and that's the reason maybe the provider is not the right word I would choose for myself. But would I like to be the main contributor, financial contributor in the family? My answer may be yes.
Right.
Provider, no provider is a different thing. But yes, would I choose not to do this? Answer is no. I would like to be, uh, you know, having said that, women, my wife is, I consider her much smarter, sharper, much better than me in every sense. But would I like to be the main contributor? Answer will be very big yes. So
Yeah.
quite similar to what your clients have
Yeah.
been telling you.
Yeah. I mean, why here is it's like you're admitting that you feel like your partner is smarter, is better in a lot of degrees, but then you still want to be the main provider of the house. That's essentially what the notion that has been going on since so long, that now yes, men and women have come to a very equal space, right? Because women are also earning, they're also the breadwinners of the house, and they're equally contributing as men. But still somewhere, so many people, like so many men, are threatened if they are not the main contributors.
Okay, so that's okay. I don't relate to that, but I think I get what you're saying. I also think you're right because I also get this sense from a lot of people I know. But my personal take is very different. My reason is very different. There's no threat because I said when you know that somebody is far better than you, and I'm not talking about only my wife. I'm talking women in general. I personally think that they're far ahead, more wisdom, still grounded, and multitasker. So no comparison, but yes, if it is out of threat, or if it is out of not being the person who's calling the shot, then I think it's a different story.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many people who act out of fear that, my voice in the house would go down. There's so many people who do it just naturally because that's what they've been told. What else are they supposed to do? Right?
So there's a patriarchal society what
Society,
we've been
yeah.
living in. I
Yeah.
think what we've been seeing. So subconsciously, I think men have become like this. I think they have to make a conscious effort to undo this. That's for sure.
Absolutely, yeah. But I think you can't necessarily unlearn it. Like, I think um, it's I've seen it with my clients as well. It's very difficult to unlearn so much so what has been fed in you since the very beginning. But I think you can expand your knowledge. What I mean by that is that you can be the provider, right? And there's no harm in being someone who is career oriented, someone who wants to work, someone who wants to provide in the family. It doesn't necessarily have to be the higher provider or the lower provider. It just has to be a provider. You are contributing into the family, but not just financially.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah.
If you want to provide because you want to be the boss of the family, I think
That's a
not
different
correct.
dynamic.
And that's something which is not correct, should be unlearned.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
like it can be unlearned or like it can be expanded. Like if you want to be even if you want to be the head of the family, I don't mind that. I mean, most of the women don't mind it. The point is, if you want to be the head of the family should not just be the financial provider. That person should also be someone I can go up to talk about my emotional needs. That person should be present enough to take care of the kids,
Correct.
right? Like
It
it's
means you should wear
yeah.
different hats.
If you are the boss and if you want to be the king, and be it so, because you should be the king in your family, right? So as the queen. But the queen is doing multitasking.
Correct.
The queen is getting the bread, she's making the bread, she's feeding the bread, and she's washing the dishes after as well. But why is the king only providing the bread? Right? Why is the king not multitasking into other folds of life?
Correct.
Right? Being present, being emotional, being actively there, taking care of your children, taking care of your queen, taking care of your house. Household chores is something men are mostly absent in. And why can't you make your own bed? You can.
Yes, correct.
If you can afford to buy a bed,
Correct.
then you can make your own bed. That's what I'm saying. Like the queen can be the queen of the house as well, but the queen is multitasking and
I totally
she's
agree.
doing everything, which is why
Yes.
she's the queen. But if you want to be the king, don't stick to just financial providing, right? Like just the monetary benefits. Because what would happen if you lose your job? God forbid, if your business crashes or there's some financial crisis. I have seen so many of my clients struggle to even admit that they're going through financial crisis to their own wives. I've had a client who could not admit for 2 years to his wife that he
Wow.
hasn't slept for more than 2 3 hours maximum at night, and he's been going through like a financial crisis, but he could not admit because the only identity that they're carrying is financial providers. And when the financial crisis happen, it's not just about money, it's about their identity coming into this thing that, oh my god, what have I done? I have failed as a man.
So I will admit something here. So I
Yeah.
think with me, the issue is that somehow I have this belief that would not like to share a bad news at home, which we discussed
Yeah,
earlier also.
most of the men
Exactly.
tend to do that.
That how will this help if I share? Let's say
Yeah.
I had a business loss prior to
Yeah.
starting insurance Samadhan. So that business loss, I thought. So I did not share the exact story. I said the loss was not that huge, but I thought how would this help
Yeah.
sharing with my wife or parents or siblings. They will only feel bad and emotional about it. I didn't need a financial help, so I thought it's better not to share.
Yeah.
So in fact, I don't share a lot of stuff with my friends also because I think the same story that I feel a lot for them. So I think if I share with them, they will feel bad because they love me, and they will obviously feel bad for me as well.
Yeah.
But would they be able to change the situation? Answer is no. I'm the one who has to change the situation.
Right.
So I think partially I agree with what you're saying.
Yeah.
But this is something which is very deep in me.
Yeah.
Very difficult to change this.
And that is,
I'm admitting
yeah.
is a very big thing.
Yeah, and that is where the tragedy is for men, because most of them and most of these sweethearts do it out of love, right? They do it out of love that I will handle it on my own. I don't want to disturb my family. I don't want to disturb my wife. I don't want to burden her with my problems. She's probably going through a lot already, so I don't want to like disturb her or disturb my family by saying
Correct.
that there's a financial crisis, because maybe they may not be able to help you at that point of time. So it's usually out of love, and that is
Correct.
where the biggest tragedy is, because you do validate your own self at this point that I am doing this out of love. The other person also understands that, yes, like when couples come into therapy, when someone like you who finally admits in therapy that I've been hiding it because I love you, and the wife also just goes very silent because she's like, I know he would do that because he loves me, but this is not necessarily love, because if she's going through something, you're the first person
She's sharing.
she's sharing,
Correct.
because she believes that even if you can't change the situation, you can just comfort her.
Isn't that because women are different? Like men are from Mars and women are from Venus. Is that the because
I
they,
think we're all from Earth, so
yeah, but what I'm saying is that don't you think that's different because women like to share feelings, men believe in action, result oriented. So
is it really like that, or is it again choice? Is it again the choice of
I think that's how at least I am. I believe that I would like to share, but maybe only good news. But I would rather take action and fix that issue. Women, they like to share their emotion, and I understand that they don't want you to take action on what they're saying. They just want you to hear and then ask if I can do something. And 90% is they don't want you to do anything. They just want you to hear them out, and I think that's where the solution is.
but that's essentially where and what everything is coming into crisis, because we are open to sharing our emotions because we accept our emotions. Men, 95% of them are avoidant. I wouldn't say weak. I really would not say the word weak. Yes, emotional maturity is not there, because
Maybe yeah, that's a correct
yeah,
word.
like, because these terms strong and weak get thrown around like, however, in mental health. So I do not want to say such words, but I definitely want to say that are not being they're not able to accept their own emotions. How can I cry? Most of the men struggle with crying,
Correct.
while it's the first emotion you were born with.
Yes.
You came into this world crying,
Right.
and that's a sign of life. But half,
I think this generation men, I think, are more they're open to sharing their emotions, real emotions.
but
Uh,
when they do that, aren't they called out for not being a man?
Yes, but I personally initially used to think that way, but over a period of time, working with younger generation, our team mostly is in their mid or late 20s. So I used to feel that way, and again, because that's how we've grown.
Yep.
But I now understand that it's important, and that's why I think I have also become a shade better. That's why I'm a little more okay sharing my emotions,
Yep.
especially when I feel that things are not going the correct way. So I think it's okay to share your emotions, and even if you want to cry, you're vulnerable, you're low. Except my only disconnect is that you don't have to be there. You have to stand and start walking and running again. You just can't be sitting there all the time with that emotion.
Yeah, I mean, it's up to people how they want to like process. Some people take longer times to process. Some people can snap out of it, and that's just about processing. But you see the hypocrisy in the two statements. One is where you are saying it's okay to share emotions, and I feel good sharing emotions, and I feel good when I'm comforted. But on the other side, you don't want to share bad news
Correct.
actively.
Correct.
So it is, what is stopping men from sharing despite feeling good when they do end up sharing?
Again,
That is
yeah,
that is that.
it's a journey because
Yeah.
I think remember I was discussing with you. I did this short course. I asked you also
Yeah.
neuro linguistic
Yeah.
programming, and I think I realized what I learned in that course is that it is the subconscious mind which makes you behave in a similar way. It's a loop. So similar situation, similar behavior, similar situation, similar behavior, and that's why, like I told you, I realized that I've started breaking those loops for
Yeah.
myself, and that's where I reach a situation where I realize that it's okay to at least start sharing those situations or events which are little less I would say sad. At least I started that.
Yeah, that's a good start.
I
That
haven't
is a good
reached
start.
where I
That is a
can
good
share,
start. Yeah.
the big crisis.
Yeah.
Though yeah, it hasn't happened, but I'm just sharing that it will be still difficult for me to still
Just
share.
stare. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's where essentially the the most crisis, because men are silently suffering, and they're silently living their life in something I call, like, some, not that I call, there's a term called functional depression, wherein
Okay.
you are functional, you're doing everything, you're going to your job, you're hitting the gym, you're sleeping, you're eating right and whatnot, but you are in,
Oh,
from your mind, you are in depression, where like
very
you
interesting.
you
And you're
are,
functioning normal.
yeah, so you're functioning absolutely fine. You're going out, you're stepping out, you're even meeting people for that matter, right? And then you're doing meetings and whatnot. You're coming back home, but you're still not feeling satisfied with yourself. You're still not feeling satisfied with what you're doing. You're just stuck in a routine. You're functioning in a routine, but you're actually depressed. I would say most of the men who come to me, most of my clients have never been able to admit their vulnerability until 10 sessions later, when I actually sit them through and I'm like, okay, now it's about time we talk about it. When they come from a very defensive point of view that I don't need therapy, but I was told that this can just, help me out. So I'm just, I'm not really looking for advices. I'm doing this. That's the start. the first session
There's typical men.
with any man on, so far in my 6-7 years of therapeutic journey, I think most of the men talk like that. It's like,
I would have been the same.
I don't need therapy.
Yeah, I don't
I don't think I need therapy. I don't think I'm depressed. I'm just not able to do this. Like, that's just exactly what a depressed person would not be able to do. But oh my God, they can't take the labels. They can't hear that, they are essentially in depression, or they are emotionally not able to come out of it, because their first reaction is avoidance. I would rather hit the gym. I would rather, stay busy with my work. I'm just going to put my head into my work and I'm going to forget about it. But that's not how
That's
it
just avoiding.
works. That's literally just avoiding. And it, when you don't pay attention to your mental health and the symptoms that your body is showing, it will then aggressively come as physical symptoms.
Correct.
Which is why, I mean, we're blaming it on COVID injections and whatnot, but the increased rate of heart attacks in men in the past few years is essentially because of this. Because we are actively ignoring our mental health. Our lifestyle has gone into shambles. We're not eating the same. We're not breathing the same air as we used to 20 years ago. So maybe 20 years ago, men could afford that because lifestyle was different, environment was different. Now you can't. And now, honestly, your relation is also going to take a hit if you don't. Because women are also equally aware of emotional understanding, emotional compatibility. Most of the women are just looking for emotional compatibility because they can get their own bread now. They're financially independent. They are independent. The only part that they want to be dependent on is emotions, the connect.
Yeah.
And if that connect breaks, your relationship is going to be at toss.
Correct.
And that's where I also, like in couples therapy, I also hear men saying that, मैं तो ऐसा ही हूँ. I've been like this since forever. So deal with it. And this woman is changing her entire world for you. And when you hear something like, this is how my nature is, मेरा nature ही यही है, मैं बात ही नहीं करता हूँ, मैं नहीं बोलता हूँ, मैं expressive ही नहीं हूँ. Learn. The simple answer
Correct.
would be
Yes,
learn. Get better, because she left everything for you. I'm sure this girl, I mean the generation that we're living in, my mother has not taught me how to cook, right? My mother has not taught me how to clean the dishes or how to clean the clothes or whatever. I've learned it on my own as an acquired skill because these are some basic skills that everyone should know. But
it was not must to have for you. It was good to have.
Yeah. And then if I'm going into somebody's house, I'm expected to learn a lot of new things, which I would. Because, the way they function, there's an additional member coming into their house. So obviously, I don't want to change their world. I want to adjust into their world, and then I'll be learning a lot of things. Share your sad moments too. Share your vulnerabilities. Share your insecurities. So that, we also know that, okay, this full of life person had these emotions. This is how he felt. And then we can feel for real. But embracing your masculinity shouldn't be running away from emotions.
I think that definition of being masculine has to
Evolve.
be broader, evolved, and it needs more wisdom to understand what it actually means.
Absolutely. Be active fathers, because I think most of you have had a bit of absent fathers where your mothers were the big players.
Correct.
In your life, the big shapers. They were always there. Yeah, do more. That's it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
See, I knew it was going to be amazing. So, like every time, this was a great conversation. For the first time, it was not behind the camera; it is in front of the camera. So,
Yes, I do challenge you a lot.
Yes.
I do.
Thanks. Keep doing that. I enjoy.
Yeah.
That's why I think we always have interesting conversations.
Yeah. But it was lovely having this chat with you. I think a lot a lot of this generation, the next generation can pick up a lot of things from it. And so, I mean, anyway, men are absent from mental health conversations. It's the most under researched
Imagine me doing
area.
this conversation.
Yeah, so it's a long way. You've come a long
It
way.
is,
You've come a long way.
yes.
Where you were just completely avoidant to
Yes.
now actually talking about
Talking about it.
mental health, and that's good. Good start. Good start. You can be a role model for a lot more people.
Thank you, thank you, and
Yeah.
thanks for coming. I think
Thank you.
great. I think this is how the journey of my YouTube channel should have been, and I'm glad that you're here.
And I'm glad the first topic we did
topic.
was, talk about men in mental health space and whatnot. So that's fantastic. Awesome.
Great.
Great.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Thank you so much for
Thank
having
you,
me
everyone.
here.